you got to give me a second. I'm just going to pull up that flyer that I was talking about.
Yeah.
And I posted it yesterday, and I got to tell you, clearly people read the flyer, because just from posting it at 3 p.m. yesterday to today, we have brought in another 20 people into this group. So here's what I put on the flyer. It's all you. It's all you, because you're teaching it.
No, this is our eXp family. This is us.
Yes. Yes. And it is.
Colleagues.
So here are the statistics. And for anybody that's joining in with us, when Beth Ellen had said to me, hey, by the way, you might hear this a second time, so forgive me when I mention it a second time. When she said she wanted to talk about LinkedIn, I am a statistics person, and every time you guys see me post, it will be statistics based. Even my TikToks, there will be a stat in there of some sort, because I believe in statistics. I believe in showing exactly what you're getting. So I pulled up statistics and my jaw dropped. My jaw dropped for a few reasons. Number one, real estate agents are not using it the way it should be used. I don't see a lot, and I have a lot of connections. So here's some fun facts about LinkedIn. The content creation increased by 60% in 2020. Okay, here's fun facts about LinkedIn. Content creation increased 60% in 2020. Live streams increased by 437% in 2020. 57% of traffic is mobile. It is 15 times more content impressions than job postings. Ads offer more than 200 targeting heuristics. 55 million companies are on it. More than half of the US marketers will be using it in 2021. And then 49% of the users earn $75,000 per year. Now, that's just a sliver of little statistics. There's a ton of this kind of stuff. But my point is, it's not being used to the capacity it is. And clearly, we as real estate agents in our group don't know how to use it properly and need to learn how. That's all. Yeah, right on the head.
That's what we're going to show you, is how to set up your profile property to boost your business. The second half will show you, which will be another day, how to market yourself and get leads from LinkedIn. But that can't happen until you set up your profile properly. And it is not intuitively obvious. So we have the slide deck, and if anybody PMs me, and we'll say it through the class on Workplace, I will share the slide deck, because it's complicated. And if you miss a step, you can't get to the next step. And if you follow the slide deck, it's kind of like a Baedeker, what to do in what order. So the most important part of getting business on LinkedIn is setting up your profile properly, which is a complicated technology issue. And that's what we're going to deal with today.
Well, here's a great thing. We always record these sessions, and so people can always replay them if they need to, and they can visit you because you teach classes. So you can let them know about your classes that you teach also beyond here, what you teach, I think in university, correct? At the university? Mm-hmm. So we can find you in the world.
You are now live on Facebook in the Seniors Network group, as well as this is being recorded. So everybody, please know this is being recorded. Heather, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Donald Maycott. Well, hello, everybody from the Seniors Network group. I want to welcome our board members, Donald Maycott, say hello, and Debbie Gentry and Laura, wherever you are, Laura. I hope you're
hello.
Hi, Donald.
Hello.
Hi, Debbie and Laura, are you here?
And I'm here. Yes.
There she is. Hello. So just to let you know, this is our board. This is what we do. We put these things together, and we love educating, because I was just having this conversation with Beth Ellen. As all of you guys know, we don't really know much about this area. And after pulling the statistics, I was shocked, and my jaw hit the floor. And I said, oh my gosh, Beth Ellen, yes, you have to teach this class. And so I put out statistics yesterday on a post. And in that post that happened at 3 p.m. yesterday till today, we've gotten 20 more new members. So clearly it's an avenue that we're not marketing to, and it needs help from somebody who knows how to market themselves. And I kind of overheard you talking about how many new people and connections that you've made just by starting this new LinkedIn system you're doing, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, well, I'm going to introduce you and then you can let us tell us all about it. Beth Ellen is here with her son to talk about LinkedIn. And so this is going to be a 2-part series. It is recorded, so you will be able to see it. And Austin, Beth Ellen, I'm going to let the two of you take it away and tell us a little bit about yourself. And Beth Ellen, the floor is yours.
All right. Well, I'm agent 61 at eXp. I am the managing broker for the state of Nevada. I'm no longer the managing broker because it's much more fun to teach you and to actually sell real estate. But I love this company and have been in it from the beginning. And I'm here but we all need more business. I got my real estate license in 1980. So Halloween will be 41 years for me. And it's a great way to earn a living. But I, like you, Heather, paid no attention to LinkedIn. Before we started teaching this, I had all of 261 connections. But my son, who's going to introduce himself in a minute, said, "Mom, you have to do LinkedIn." And so we prepared this presentation, and now I have 1,200. It just went up in 6 months just from doing these things, and I have gotten business from it. So Austin, I owe everything to because he insisted I learn about LinkedIn. So floor is yours.
Yeah, Austin Rosenthal. I spent 21 years on Wall Street and recently just left and started my own business. So I'm kind of an entrepreneur like you all are, trying to grow my business out in the world and my own personal brand. And when I left financial services to start my own career and needed to use social media, when I looked across, I maybe had 1,000 followers on Instagram, maybe 1,000 on Facebook. I wasn't on TikTok. Mom got me on TikTok. But I had and currently have almost 8,500 connections on LinkedIn. So I decided, because I was pretty active in the professional world and pretty well connected, and that's how I had a good brand on LinkedIn and a good franchise there, I decided that I was really going to make LinkedIn my primary social media for growing my fledgling business. And it's been so far so good, successful. I've got a lot of work to go, but Mom and I started talking, and I know she does all these great classes teaching at the university. And thank you so much for having us. And we're just excited to share what we've learned in terms of using LinkedIn. Like you said, Heather, and some of the statistics you were mentioning earlier, each social media platform has its own unique audience and usage. And I think not a lot of people have figured out how to use LinkedIn for business, but it can be a very powerful platform because it's basically a platform of 700 million plus professionals out there in the world. And these can be all very valuable leads and prospects for your real estate business. So that's why we're doing it.
All right. Somebody asked, what were your thoughts on the paid version versus the free version?
Yeah, great question.
Or if it's something you're going to get into, we can wait until then.
No, we can certainly talk about it. I was a premium LinkedIn member through my company when I worked there, and it has some really powerful tools. We were on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and the searches that you can run in LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can go by zip code, job title. So it has some very powerful functionality, but and it depends on how much you want to invest in it. It can be anywhere from $50 a month to $80 a month. And I really think that you need to do some of these things that we're going to talk about in our class today and maybe, in the following session. that you can do for free on your site. And if you start having success, I think then maybe you make the investment. I think the investment may not be worth it unless you've got all your ducks in a row with your profile, you're starting to make articles, you're posting on a twice or thrice a week basis, and you're really seeing some momentum. I think then you explore the premium. Just by having premium isn't going to get you business if you're not doing some of these table stakes things that we're going to talk about over this week and the following, or another week in the future.
Did that answer the question? So you-
Greg, I think so. For me, it did. Yes, Greg says yes.
all right, so my favorite four-letter word is free. So I do everything free until I hit the boundary and then I pay. So that's my thing. All right, so here is my home page.
Before, or is this your current home?
This is current.
Okay, good.
All right, so I would like to, Jerome Lewis kind of pioneered this way of teaching, and I think it really works. It's kind of a workshop. So I would like everybody to go to their LinkedIn profile and follow along. You're not going to fill it out, but at least you're going to know where things are. And so then if you're lost and can't find something, please chime in and we'll help you. And if you ask the same question 3 times, that's okay, because we want you to get it. But just watching this probably won't be as effective as if you follow along and see where things are. Does that make sense? Okay, so here's how you get to your profile. You click on your name to the left of your news feed. So there's my name and my picture. See, the news feed's in the middle and on the left, and you're going to click on your name to the left of the news feed to get to your profile. So this is my profile. Is everybody there? Are we good? Okay, so the first thing you want to do is add a background photo. And so this is a house in a really nice part of Las Vegas. How do you do that? You click on the pencil in the photo area. Okay, and you also, if you don't want a picture, you can make any kind of diagram in Canva. So whatever you want to do, but add the graphic first. And you do that by clicking on the pencil in the photo area. Any questions on this? Are we good?
And one point, that you were talking about before, I don't know if everybody heard, but when we first did this class and started talking about this process, you had how many followers? 200 something?
261.
So now you've grown your followers by 500% in 3 months.
No, it was April.
Oh, it was April? Okay, so even longer. But, and the other thing I want to say is over here, your latest post as of when you took this screenshot had 1,100 views. I don't think any of your posts had more than a couple hundred views before you were doing this. So the work that you've been doing has definitely increased your audience, and we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is add the pencil right next. Okay, so now we're going to edit the intro profile first, and you click on through the pencil under the program photo. And this is very important because this is what people are going to see first. So there's my name. I added my phone number next to my name, so it always comes there. I picked a pronoun. It's really important to have a headline. And then I put my current position. And then scroll down, we'll get there in a minute. But remember, the headline is your hook. So of all the things in this editing your intro, whatever you put in the headline is the most important part. So think about that long and hard before you, that's really going to be critical to your success. Any questions? We good? Okay. Okay. Now we're going to do the contact info, and it's on that blue. See, I have an arrow there where it says contact info, and we're going to click on this, and we're going to add things, including website, KV Core, and your social media handles. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So you clicked on that contact info, And so I have my LinkedIn profile, my website, my phone number, my address, my email. Now my birthday is February 8th. Nobody can forget. So this is your contact info, and this is what it looks like when it's complete. Any other questions? We're going to get to how to add KV Core in a minute. We good? Okay, next. This is critically important. This is really, 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 really important. You have to turn on creator mode. Most people ignore this. They don't know what creator mode is, but it is super, super, super important. And it's just a toggle switch. I have turned it on. Austin's going to tell you why you have to be in creator mode. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things. One, you're going to go higher in the LinkedIn algorithm because LinkedIn, Heather, kind of like you said, started out really just as a job searching site, a networking site. I think Microsoft bought them several years ago, and they have a goal of generating $10 billion of revenue a year. And they're not going to do that just by job searching. So what they decided is to follow the path of other social media platforms and do a couple of things. One, be there for big advertisers and small advertisers for companies. Like you mentioned, Heather, there's a lot of companies on there that are using LinkedIn to advertise. And they also, there are so many more posts now about, by creators. So by really in content creation. And LinkedIn, you're going to go higher in the algorithm. You're going to grow your network quicker. And you're going to get special benefits from LinkedIn by being a creator versus not being a creator. So if this is one of the most important takeaways we can tell you today, go to your dashboard and make sure creator mode is on, because then you are going to have a good foundation for getting your creative content out there. One other thing, which is breaking news, I just got an email from LinkedIn today. So a couple of things you get as a creator. One, LinkedIn emails you from time to time and asks you to create articles that will go into their LinkedIn news feed. I was actually featured over the summer by LinkedIn News, and my post got over 10,000 views, which is huge. It's basically, free advertising if they pick you up. And I think if you go back here and you can see under LinkedIn News on your free profile, if you get selected, you get thousands or tens of thousands of impressions by being in LinkedIn News, and you're not going to be in there unless you're a creator. The other thing that I just got today, which is interesting for those of you that are creators or become creators today, LinkedIn has allocated $25 million. They just launched this today, and you've got a month to apply, but they are going to pick 10 or 15,000 people, I forget exactly what it is, that they are going to give a $15,000 grant for content creation, as well as provide free resources and expertise for you as a LinkedIn creator through their brand new creator incubation network. And I actually got the email today. I submitted my application. It takes about 20 or 30 minutes. You got to talk about what you're going to use the $15,000 for. But who doesn't want free money to help grow their business?
So the bottom line is creator mode, critical. Next slide. Okay, so here's how you grow your audience with creator mode. You can read that later. This is the big secret. All right, so yeah, I had 580 followers when we first did this, and now it's 12, so it's doubled. All right, so when you get in creator mode, you can add 5 of your most important topics, which become hashtags and show up under your headline. And don't forget to hit the save button. So my topics were blog, investing, real estate, and Las Vegas homes. So once you get to creator mode, this is the next screen, and you get to pick 5 topics. Any questions on how to do this so far? And of course, be sure to save it because it won't if you don't hit the button.
And maybe for this group, senior real estate or, anything related to seniors might be a great topic to add to into your 5.
Yeah, great. So you get to pick the hashtags. All right, now we're gonna add things. So we're going to add sections. So it's under your name. See, we had contact information, then we have followers, connections. And now we're gonna hit add section. And this pull down menu comes down and we're gonna fill out all of this. And it's a lot of work, but you gotta do it. So first we're gonna do the about. Okay, and so you can see I've written who I am and what I am about. So you've got to complete the about section. You just write about who you are. Any questions? You good? Okay, here's the about what they're going to ask. So we're going to do background. So somebody asked last time, how do you add state licensing disclosures? Because in Texas, or once upon a time I was licensed, there's all these documents you have to have, disclosure documents. So we're going to show you how to add your required real estate licensing disclosures. So in the about sections, you're going to go to background. And then it says licenses and certifications. See that? Next slide, please. Okay, so after you hit licenses and certifications, here's where you fill that out. And as you can see, I'm a senior real estate specialist, but this is my credentials. But if you're in Texas and you need to put those disclosure documents in or anything else in any other states, this is how to do it. Any questions? Because this is important because you don't want to get crosswise with your real estate division. We good? Okay, so then you're going to fill out the 411, all the information in the rest of the categories. So that's the work experience, education, skills, accomplishments, languages. You're just going to go to the add section and just keep going down to the pull down menu and just keep filling this stuff out. It's going to take a while, so you're not going to do it all in a day, but be sure that you fill this all out. Anything else to add? We're good? Okay, so this was my work experience when I had it completed. So I was the managing broker for 6 years and 7 months. All right, next. Okay, then we're going to hit add section, and this is another clue. See where it says featured? This is where you're going to put your featured posts, and it's really important. Next
And I think this is only available for creators.
Okay. Okay, so if you wanted to learn about anything, here's the LinkedIn marketing URL. I just put it in there in case you want to follow their advice instead of ours. Go ahead. Okay, so you're going to add a link
For your featured
for
section.
your featured section. So it can be a website or a document or a video, and this is where you put in the link, and then you hit add. Okay, so this is how I added my KV Core URL and a description with a hook. So I want people to come to my KV Core site. So I put I got my URL from my KV Core site, and I put it right there. I pasted my KV Core website URL right there. And then you write a headline and what it is. And the picture comes from KV Core. And this is how you add your KV Core URL to your LinkedIn profile. So this is really important and tricky. Any questions on how to do that? And this is in the featured section. Okay. Okay, so this is in the featured section. You can see this is my KV Core website, bethellenrosenthal.exprealty.com. Does that look familiar? So in my LinkedIn profile, the first featured thing I have is my KV Core website. Okay, but then you can add more. So you hit the plus button and you add more featured things, that anything you want. Next.
That's the end of that section.
Yeah.
Just one more thing, again, going back to the beginning about you grew your connections you doubled them. Before you had 26 views of your profile, 179 post views and 13 search appearances. I saw from your homepage now, you've had 200 and something people view your profile, which is 10 times. And you've had over 1,100 people read your latest post, which is again, almost 10 times. So just by doing the things that we talked about over the last 3-4 months, you have increased your audience and your impact considerably.
It was April 16th, so that's May, June, July, August, September. That's 5 months of growth. Just doing these things for the presentation. So it absolutely gets eyeballs. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so now we're going to start building the network. And so you're going to go to the My Network, which is right on top next to the home page, next to the home side. Okay. Okay, so LinkedIn recommends connections to your network. So you're going to connect with as many of these people as possible. And it's so then, because the more connections you have, the better. It's a numbers game. And Austin can tell you about how this works.
Right. So your network is obviously very important. And the numbers are very important. And here's how LinkedIn works. So let's say Beth Ellen makes a post and I like it and comment on it. Now, LinkedIn is going to show her post to my entire network of 8,000 plus people. So this is the way that you can use your network to exponentially get your content seen and interacted with. Because I'll give you another example. My 8,000 connections, so I have 8,000 plus people that I'm connected to. LinkedIn calls that first connections. And then there are people that I'm connected to, they're connected to, those are called second connections. And again, in a similar way, if I post something and one of my 8,000 connections likes it and comments it and even shares it to their network, now I've opened up their network for me as well for the content. That's how LinkedIn's algorithm works. And when I had the premium LinkedIn Sales Navigator, I ran a search of all of my first and second connections. And because of my 8,000 connections and the people they're connected to, which happen to be pretty well-connected people, I actually have access to almost 1 million professionals on LinkedIn that are my second connection. So as I'm creating content and getting my connections to interact with my content, that is opening up that entire universe of second connections, which is literally exponential because it's everybody else's connections of the people that you're connected to. And you only get that by growing your network, having, connected people follow you, and having great content that people interact with.
And so this part of the presentation is how to grow your network. So LinkedIn recommends who you should connect with. And so you just press the button and connect.
Now, there is one thing about this is every week LinkedIn caps you on the number of invitations that you can make. I would recommend, and I think you've been doing this, you try and connect with as many people as possible until LinkedIn says you have no longer any more weekly invitations. And then you start all over again when it resets. So because I don't want to leave anything on the table in any given week, I want to try and connect with as many people as possible to grow my network. And I let LinkedIn tell me when it's time to stop, which they will. But I think it's about 100 or 150 invitations you get to make every single week. So you can really grow your network significantly like you have over the last several months.
Yeah, every Monday I go in and connect, and then Tuesday I go in and connect, and by Thursday I'm done. But you just hit the connect button. And I mean, there's 65,000 of us at eXp Realty. So hopefully enough of them are on LinkedIn that keeps you busy for quite a while. All right. So also there's who viewed your profile. And so you certainly want to click on everyone who viewed your profile because then they cared about you.
Yeah, and Heather, to your question or to the question from the group earlier about should you do premium or not? This is a feature that they've started locking down. You can only see a couple of people, the last several people who viewed your profile. When you're on premium, you can actually see who viewed your profile, everybody, and that can obviously be very valuable because you can see if potential customers or potential centers of influence for you that can help you get customers are viewing your profile. So that is something to consider. But again, I think that's something once you really get rolling to investigate.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of like content creation and other things. Is there ways, and I don't know if this is like a faux pas or whatever you want to call it, or a something you can't do. Is there a way that like you can do TikToks or Facebook posts or that and feed it to your LinkedIn? Or do people not really put their TikToks and that type of video stuff up on LinkedIn? Because I don't see much of it.
I put my TikToks on there.
Okay.
I don't think there's an easy way, because it's Microsoft owns LinkedIn and Facebook's over here, and they don't want to kind of share. So, you can go Facebook to Instagram all you want, that vice versa. But what I do is when I create content, it goes on every single platform.
You have something that manages it that across all those platforms, because
Yeah, that would be wonderful. I haven't figured that out yet, unfortunately. So every time I do content, it takes me 30 to 45 minutes to do it across all platforms. But once you've got your video from TikTok or Facebook or whatever, it's very easy to post it on LinkedIn. And I might change my verbiage, on Instagram and Facebook. For me, it's a little more personal. LinkedIn, I try and keep it more work related, or business related or job related. And that seems to resonate better with the LinkedIn network. But it doesn't mean that you can't use the same videos or content or blog posts or whatever that you're doing across the board on other social media platforms.
So Heather, I'm into repurposing. So I have my own blog, and then I concentrate on two: Google/YouTube and LinkedIn. And I really pay attention to those and work hard because I sell real estate and I don't have time to do this all day. However, when I do a blog, I also post it on Facebook. When I do a TikTok, I post it on actually, I don't do Facebook. I put it on Instagram and let it feed it to Facebook. But I do that as a repurposing. I don't really care about it. I just want it out there. But I really dove deep into Google, which is guides, and YouTube, and LinkedIn. I really believe that if you really concentrate on one or two, you're going to be an expert at it. You're going to know it, and algorithm's going to know you. And most of the influencers aren't influencers in all of them. They're in one of them. So you got to pick one or two that you're just great at, and then repurpose it at will for the others. That's just my attitude, just because I'm actually busy selling real estate.
And you'll write your blog and then put it in as a LinkedIn article.
Yes, every time I have a blog called 4-Letter Friday, free fun in Las Vegas, free being my favorite 4-letter word, as I said before. And every Friday I post it in LinkedIn and I get lots of viewers, and many of them are never coming to Las Vegas. They're just curious about what's to do for free this weekend. So always. Did that answer your question? Are there any?
Yes, thank you.
All right.
All right, so back to, I'm sorry for, there we go.
All right, next. Okay, be sure to connect with everybody who's viewed your profile because they're interested in you, obviously. Okay. All right, on the right side of your profile page are people, also people you want to connect with. It's people you may know. And so these are just ways to expand your LinkedIn network by clicking on who they think might be a good fit for you.
Well, and I'll give you some sales tactics. Again, I was in institutional sales for 20+ years. And what LinkedIn shows you in your My Network tab, if you go, when it recommends, it'll recommend people that work at your company. It'll recommend people that went to the college or university you went to, and it'll recommend people in your local metropolitan area. And it'll even recommend people that again, other people viewed when they viewed your profile, or because you seem to be interested in this, it'll recommend new people. I think this is very, very powerful stuff, because obviously, if you have a local business and you're doing real estate locally, you definitely want to connect with all those people that happen to be in your metropolitan area. It can also be very powerful. You know, alumni networks are great centers of influence. You know, and again, LinkedIn does all of that work for you by showing, you know, here's people that went to your university, here's people in your town, here's people that work at your company. So definitely leverage the My Network section to grow your network on a weekly basis.
So I just noticed this. Look at the bottom, Jessica Witeska. To bring anything into your life, imagine it's already there.
That's her headline.
That's her
Yeah.
hook.
Yeah.
Now, isn't that more interesting than real estate agent at eXp Realty or realtor with the Rearback Central Las Vegas? The hook is really important. I don't know if I'd use a quote, but that just caught my eye, other than licensed realtor at eXp Realty. So really work on your hook on your profile, because it shows up everywhere. Okay, so now we're going to the activity section. And so it reviews your activity for the post you created in the last 90 days. And you can also start a post from here. And so these are some of my posts. So here's some of the analytics. You select a post, and then it'll show you who liked it and commented. And you can check out how many views you got. And then, just like every other social medium, that when you like every comment, you reply back and you follow the person. That just applies to whatever social medium you pick.
And like other social media platforms, LinkedIn's algorithm is going to show your content to more people. The more interactions you get, the more reactions, likes, comments, shares, you going back and liking and replying and getting into a conversation there. They love that. So this is something that you definitely want to do to drive not only interaction and views of your content, but ultimately it'll drive people to view your profile. You know, I think I've had over 2,500 people view my profile in the last 90 days, which is incredibly valuable when you're trying to grow your brand and let people know what you're all about.
And once again, this applies to every social medium, not just LinkedIn, but this is definitely what you have to do here. Okay, so here's the network analytics. It's important to know who you are reaching. And it's funny, I have a bigger following in my old home state of Texas than I do in Las Vegas, where I've been for 20 years, but it's good to know. So this is.
And this is by clicking the 205 views of your video, or however many interactions you have in your activity section. When you go to a post, you can see how many views it's gotten. You click on that and it'll show you, you know, again, performance statistics of how long people watched it, et cetera. But even more important, your audience. So, you know, where are you getting these views from? What types of people, what companies, et cetera, et cetera.
And this is all free. I am not a premium member.
Right.
So these stats all come with you free participation. And this is for every post. You just click on the analytics on each post and you get this kind of data.
Ellen,
Yes, hi, Debbie.
hey, I was trying to click on my views and it just sits there and looks at me. Am I doing something wrong?
Huh. So if you try and click that, nothing shows up?
Nothing shows up. It just sits there.
Huh. Interesting. Okay, well, let's, can we contact Debbie back
We certainly can.
afterwards?
I know how to
We'll
find
take that offline and we'll
We'll help
do
you.
a share screen and we'll figure that out.
Good question, though. Okay, next. Okay, so this is how to build your audience. First, find a post you like in the news feed. So when we made this, oh, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Debbie, are you a creator, by the way? Maybe you have to be a creator to see that. Is your creator mode on? Do you know? Maybe take a look. Well, we can talk about it offline, but anyway, go ahead.
So all of this is from a creator mode. So if you're not getting it, it's possible that's why. Okay, so here's how you build your audience. First, you're going to find a post in the news feed you like. So I found one. It was Jenny Middleton wrote, Money Monday, 3 financial perks of home ownership. So I decided that was going to be my work for the day. And so first I liked the post, then I added a comment, and you always mention the poster's name when you post. Then I added a photo and an emoji. And this is how the algorithm really likes this. So this is what I did for her post that I found in the news feed.
And I think the really clever thing to do, I don't know if how many followers Jenny Middleton has, but again, you want to look for, obviously content that you think you can add value to by commenting and replying on. But the more connections somebody has, again, if they like or reply back to you, you're now going to be exposed to their entire network. So, engaging with the right types of people is a real pro tip. Again, that's kind of an expert move. I would start trying this out, looking for content that, that you feel like you can add to doing this kind of thing, seeing if it gets you more views, more connections, et cetera, because it certainly did for you, Mon. It has for me.
Questions? Go ahead. All right. To the right of the news feed is LinkedIn's daily news section.
Yeah.
Okay. And if there's a topic that's appropriate, comment on or reply to someone, comment, because look at their numbers.
Yeah.
So LinkedIn, the internet's having a bad day, 76,000. When is it time to quit? 59,000. So like Austin said, pick somebody that's got a comment that's on something that has a lot of viewers.
Yeah, when I get LinkedIn, every single day when I go on, I see what is in the LinkedIn news feed. And if there's a topic there, again, I was featured in it once, and it was huge for my personal brand and for my standing in LinkedIn. And I know Mom's been trying to get into the news feed. I'm sure you will. But the numbers here in terms of the impressions that you are going to get by just commenting and being active in the LinkedIn news, following LinkedIn news, being a creator, so LinkedIn starts to ask you for content and they know who you are. This is going to do wonders for your business because you are going to become a go-to person on LinkedIn for the topic that you are an expert in.
Are we good? Any questions about how this works? Okay.
I just want to share Brenda in her comments. Hers was really good. She wrote, helping families save time and headaches in selling inherited homes. And then it says, researching family history and genealogy, licensed realtor and professional genealogy researcher. So it's great how she combined both of those.
Yeah, that is beautiful. What an amazing hook, because her tribe is people into genealogy. And I'm telling you, anybody who's into genealogy is just fanatic about it. And they're going to go, oh my God, this lady is just like me. I'm going to use her.
I would be posting about genealogy. I would be writing articles about genealogy. You want to become the LinkedIn expert on genealogy.
And real estate.
And, it's, and kind of like you said at the beginning, Heather, LinkedIn is almost like this Wild West frontier where, people haven't really figured it out yet. I feel like there's a lot of really sophisticated brand marketers on Instagram and Facebook, and you got to be on those, that's fine. But LinkedIn, if you can figure it out, I think it's still early days and you can really create a name for yourself and there's less clutter. Speaking of less clutter, let's talk about stories, which they just launched 4 or 5 months ago.
Yes. Okay, so from the homes, and so this is on your phone. From the home screen on your phone, you click the plus next to your picture and it says your story. So what is that? That's that little circle,
Right here.
that little circle. See?
And I think this may now be on the desktop version, but before it was only on
The phone.
the phone. I think now it may be on the desktop version the last time I looked, but I always do it from my phone. So again, so you click on this plus, and then you can add a video, a photo, whatever you want, visual media. And so this was a photo that I took in Vegas, and I uploaded it, and you can see down here in the bottom, anytime, just like any other social media, you can see who is viewing your story. So I had 47 viewers of my story, and you can see exactly who's viewing your story, which is helpful information because if it's somebody you want to talk to or a potential client, you can reach out to them and message them right here. You can follow people, etc. So it's again, just more metrics for you to figure out who is digging my stuff so that I can go sell to them. And not many people are posting on their story yet because it's pretty new.
So where did you find that round circle? On your profile?
So you go to your news feed, go to the home, so it brings you to your news feed, and then you should see running across the top some bubbles for your story. Now, it may not, are you on your phone, on the LinkedIn version on your phone, or on your desktop?
I was looking on the desktop. I don't see it there. So
Yeah, so you may have to look on your phone.
Yeah, when we did the slides in April, it was only available on the phone. It might still be only on your phone.
And so you got to download the LinkedIn app onto your phone and sign in, and then you should be able to see this. Again, if you don't see this once you log into the app on your phone, private message my mom and we'll figure it out.
yeah, I have it on my phone.
Okay.
Well, check it
Yeah,
out.
check and see if when you log in, it should be the first thing you see. You'll see your news feed and then the stories running across the top. Okay.
Okay, so this little circle with me in the chef's uniform, you can add a video cover. But actually now it's on the desktop too.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it used to be only on the mobile. So we're going to show you how to do that because people ask me a lot, how did you get that video on your cover? So you click on add cover story. You click on this plus here.
Right.
See, it says introduce yourself with a 30-second video, add cover story, and that's what you click. Okay, so this is how to do it. So first you click on the second option in the pull down menu, which says add cover story. See at the bottom of this is his phone, a screenshot of Austin's phone. Okay.
Here's your video.
Here's my video. So you click on the eye in the lower left-hand corner to see all the LinkedIn members, to set the cover to all LinkedIn members.
Yeah, the other option is only to your network and you want everybody to be able to see it. So make sure to set it to all LinkedIn members.
See, it's the little eye at the bottom. So after you upload it, you click on the eye and set it to all LinkedIn members. Then you click on add to the profile and you're done.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can adjust the preview because it's only going to be your face.
And so what happens is when somebody goes to your profile, they'll see your picture and automatically it'll show the first 3 seconds of your video. And so you want to make sure that the first 3 seconds of your video are engaging enough for somebody to click the whole thing. So just make sure that the first part of your video is good because that's what people are, LinkedIn is going to preview anytime somebody goes to your profile page.
Okay, you have to do this on your phone. So they see the first.
Quick question, how long is that video? Just out of curiosity.
30 seconds.
It's 30 seconds, but it only shows 3 seconds automatically. And then the person has to click on the picture, your little circle, to see the other 20, to see all 30. But
Does it stay on for amount of time, or does it stay up there forever?
It
You know,
it
like
stays on for 3 seconds and then goes back to your picture.
and
Got
then
it.
somebody clicks on it,
Yeah.
then that
Yeah.
goes to 30 seconds and then it goes away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But people say, oh, that's so cool, there's this video on your LinkedIn profile. Go to mine and you'll see. And how do you do it? And this is how. But you have to do this on your phone.
Do you have to get it approved from marketing or from eXp first or no?
No, because you're just talking about you and your business, but here's the thing is, I wouldn't be really, all right, so I'm coming to this from the designated managing broker standpoint. I am not worried about eXp marketing. I'm worried about my real estate division, because I'm the one who had to defend my agents when they did something bad, and then me as the broker had to go in and defend them and keep them or cut down the fines, blah, blah, blah. So I would check with your broker and your state requirements, because the eXp marketing people are probably not going to come down on you, but I can tell you here in Nevada, my agents funded the Nevada real estate division because they gave them a $500 fine every time they didn't have eXp Realty and their license number on their Facebook post.
But it's a great question, Melissa. I think to your point, I would keep it more about you and the services that you offer. And, you know, if you think it's something that wouldn't get approved in a brochure, then you probably shouldn't put it in your video. But it should be, you know, something about you that is engaging and will attract people to you and get them to know you, which should be cool and copacetic and kosher with the regulators,
Yeah,
hopefully.
they're more important than the marketing peoples are important, but I'm telling you, you'll get fired. They'll tell you to stop. The real estate division is going to fine you. So just be careful of them. But, you know, if you a smiling face and talking about you because you're authentic, you'll be great.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We have about 10 more minutes before we have to wrap it up, and we are doing a second session. We're going to schedule that second session while everybody's on here so they know. If you could just pull out your calendar, not in next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, which would be the 28th. Let's follow up with, is that okay with the both of you?
Yeah,
The second
perfect.
session? Okay, great. So
No.
I know, you know, it's just timing. And there's a lot of great information. And Michelle even says, this is freaking good stuff.
Well, we appreciate it. I mean, when Austin taught me this, I didn't know any of this, and I was a rube because, you know, I was a Facebook person, and after this, I'm hooked, and I thought Instagram Reels are cool, so I do them. But other than that, I've given up on Facebook platforms because this has just been so amazing.
When
for
you're
me.
seeing amazing success, I mean, if you looked at your statistics before you made it a priority and used some of these things, you've grown your impressions tenfold
Mhm.
and your own personal brand, and that you've got
5 months.
momentum. Yeah, and you've got momentum. I think you're gonna keep continuing that momentum because again, there's 770 million members, so there's plenty of opportunity. And pretty much anybody who is a professional between just out of college to even recently retired or even 5-10 years into retirement is probably on LinkedIn. So
Hey, I am facing my 42nd, 29th birthday, so I am definitely.
you're on it in a big way. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Okay.
So let's finish up with this slide and then maybe the next slide or something.
Yeah,
And
that's right. We can,
and then,
we can-
I mean, normally people just ask questions in the chat box, but everybody's so busy in taking everything in, and they could just keep watching the recording, because I know I started to follow along and then I just got lost. And so I just followed you.
It's complicated, so you can follow the recording, but this is a Google slide. And if you PM me on Workplace, Beth Ellen Rosenthal, I will send you the entire deck. So that way you can look at it on your phone, your computer. You can be an old style person like me and print it out and follow along. So don't think you have to, if you got lost, you're found, because just PM me and I'll be happy to share this with you, because we're eXp family.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, I'll let you go back to finishing up with this great LinkedIn.
Are there any final questions? I know it's, I want to give you guys 5 minutes back of your valuable day. So, we'll get you ask for the slides if you want them. We hope this is helpful. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And we look forward to coming back in a couple of weeks. Bring your questions and, play around, play around with the platform, create some posts, see how it goes. And then we'll talk in a couple of weeks. Ma, is there anything else you want to finish on?
But I also want people to come to my Google Guide session, because right now I am approaching 2 million views. And it took me 2 years, but Judy Burke in California, which is a bigger market, in a year, she now has 4 million views. And she has closed 3 over $1 million sales. Of course, it's California, so that's probably the median price. But from her link, from her Google Guides, because people saw her on Google, loved her pictures, and called or texted her.
Wow.
And she got over $1 million sales from becoming a Google Guide, and she has 4 million. And I have gotten 1.
So can you tell everybody where to find you, what time, what day, and
Okay, so we are actually, Jerome Lewis, Sheila Cahoon, and I teach the Content Creators Mastermind every Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, in eXp University's Productivity Center. They've added so many rooms that now you have to scroll down because we're at the bottom. So when you first pull it up, it's not there. And we are going to do this again there because people in the content creators want to learn how to do this again. The following week, and it's Thursday morning, the following week, we're going to do Google Guides there. So you can come to that and hear it as well if you don't want to wait. And then at 11 o'clock Pacific, which is, I guess, 1 o'clock Eastern, Jerome Lewis leads the social media mastermind, and I'm a co-teacher, but it's his class. And I think this week he has a guest who's going to come in and teach us how to do Google advertising. So how to do Google ads, I'm pretty sure. So it's going to be a really great session. He's going to have a guest. So it's Thursday morning, we call it Technology Learning Day. So that's what we do. And of course, it's free too, because we're eXpers.
Thank you so much. Donald, do you want to pop in and tell everybody what next Tuesday is, please?
Yeah, next Tuesday, we are having one of our own, Andrew Smith, who will be teaching us avatars and niches. So you really want to stay tuned. I've already gone through this through another class here at eXp, and he does a fantastic job. So understanding your niche and why niches and avatars are very important. And I'm not talking about eXp world avatars. So it's a great session. You won't want to miss it. It will be recorded as always. But we look forward to having everybody back next week, next Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay, so Donald, with that, can you please email Eve? That's my business partner, Eve, down there. Say hi, Eve, or I'm pointing and she's different, somewhere different on your screen. But Eve is the one who does all of our flyers. So you are going to find statistics on avatars and everything else on my next flyer that Eve is going to be doing. If you guys ever need flyers done, she's great. You can contact her, just reach out to me and I'll give you her information. She's really good. Anything else you guys need, you can always reach out to Donald, myself, Debbie, or Laura, one of the board members, and we will be happy to help you out. We also have another group that's in regular Facebook that you can follow, and it's the Seniors Network group. And we'd love for you guys to follow us there. And that's just for other real estate agents around to be able to collaborate with us, not just in-house, because we would love to be able to help everybody and be able to learn other techniques and stuff. I think our groups are kind of unique given that we're entering a market of the 55 and it's a niche that not many people know about. So we'll see you next Tuesday, same place, same time. Thank you, Beth Ellen. I appreciate it. Bye,
I appreciate the opportunity. Bye now.
Thanks, everybody. See you next week.
Hi, great presentation. Hello.